Hello! So I have the day off and I've been seeing rumblings on Discord that today's Don't Wordle was very hard to not Wordle in, so including from Scottstra Solves. So I thought I would take a shot at it before looking at other people's solves of it. So here we go. So for those not familiar with Don't Wordle, it is Wordle, but you're trying not to guess the answer. And of course it's hard mode, and it's like super hard mode where you can't even repeat grays, as far as I know. But we do get undos. So we're going to try our best not to make use of too many undos. I think people kind of frown on like using so many undos, but we'll see what happens here. You can undo as long as you don't accidentally guess the answer, in which case you fail. So let's get started. I'm going to start with kayak, with this alternate spelling of kayak. I think that's a really good start because Q and J are really uncommon, and it repeats the A, which is also good, especially if there is no A. All right, perfect, all grays. So now I'm going to follow up with, I was thinking a mummy, because that repeats the M 3 times. We could also do something like lolly, because it repeats the L. Let's see. Or I could do something with like double Z. I could do, I can't do jazzy. It seems like I'm gonna get that Y. Maybe there's a way to not try the Y yet though. You know, U is a very uncommon vowel. It's the most uncommon vowel. So let's just see what mummy does here. I'm just going to do mummy. All right. Ah, perfect. All grays still. All right. So now it's a little bit harder to use three letters, three of the same letter because I can't use the Y. I wonder if something along the lines of, Bobo is a word, or... I know Bobby is a word. Again, without that Y, it does make it tougher. I think if the Y were green, I'd have an easier time not solving the Wordle, to be honest. Do you think polo? What about polo? Is that accepted? No. I think polo is just one L. I could do polos. I don't know about that. How about poops? Always good to guess poop, right? All right, let's try that. Okay, there's a P. Ooh, and I got the O in place. Only 3 valid words remaining, 3 guesses to go. I have to use an undo. Okay, so before I undo, let's think about what these 3 words are. 1 P, 1 O. The O's third. So it's probably a P here. Something like, maybe, it can't be epoxy. Epic would be an option, E-P-O-C-H. Okay, so we definitely want to avoid the E first. We want to avoid using an O at all, probably. So let's avoid the O and the E and assume it's epic for now. I don't know what else it would be. Okay, so we'll undo. So definitely don't use the O, definitely don't use the P, don't use the E. What about Kruth? Kruth? I don't know how to pronounce this word, but it's a popular one. It's 5 different letters, which is a problem. If it's epic, then I'll have a yellow C, and then the rest will be gray. Oh no, the H will be green there. That's actually terrible. How about glint? Oh, that's so many good letters, but it doesn't match anything from epic. Do I want to use up N, T, and L? I don't think I want to use N, T, and L all in the same guess. What about something like blink? That's the L and the N. I don't really like that. Ooh, how about blitz? That gets me the Z. And it doesn't match anything from epic, which I'm assuming it is the answer. So let's do blitz. Gotta do something. Alright, as expected, all gray. We still have 1,000 words we can guess. So I'm gonna have to start using vowels. I think if I use the E and I just don't put it first, I think that'll be fine because I can move the E around. So maybe something like, how about vexed? Ah, that uses the E twice. Really limits, or else I can put the E. But it does get rid of that V and X. Okay, I'm gonna go with vexed, and we'll work from there. Okay, as expected, the E is yellow. We just don't want to put it first, or we're locked into putting it first again. Ooh, that really limited us down to 119 words now. Yikes. I can see fresh, but I don't know what I would do 5th after I do fresh. Also wreck. Wreck would get me the C, though. I'd have to use the C. And it would put the C as a green there. That's bad. I don't have too many letters left. We really got to repeat them. What if I do something like ESS? Like, oh, bless is gone. Ooh, I'm not super happy with that. I wonder if something like res is a word, W-R-E-S-S. Something like cress a word? No. Okay, if I did fresh, what would actually be left? I'd have a yellow E, assuming the word is epic. I'd have a yellow E. I'd have a... So I could put the E first, but I just couldn't do epic. But I could do a W, an R... Oh, no, not an R. A W and O. I'd want to end in E probably. So W, O, G, K, C, and N. Darn, woken. If only I didn't do vexed with the E fourth, woken would have been perfect. But I don't know if I like fresh. I think fresh removes too many options. If I did the word scoop, would I have anything left to be able to do? Or maybe I can leave scoop as an option. So how would I leave scoop as an option as my last guess? So I just need to avoid those letters and do anything. Oh no, I can't do scoop. I need to use an E. Never mind. Scope then. So if scope were my last guess, I don't want to do it now because I'm going to have to use those letters again. But if I leave scope as my last guess, then I need to use the E. I need to use the E in the middle for sure. So I'd have to put the E here. And then actually rec. Oh no, rec doesn't work because I won't be able to put the C second. The C will be green. G-R-E maybe? I just don't see what to do. Very hard to come up with a word here. Cruise? Okay, if I do cruise, no, then the S will be gray. So that removes the ability to do scope. Is there another word I can do if I do cruise instead of scope? Choke? If I do cruise, can I do choke? I think I can. No, I won't be able to start with C. Phone. Yes, if I do cruise, I can do phone. No, I'll have to use the C. So I'd have to end in... Well, I'd have to use the C. I mean, C second... Yeah, scope is just so good, but I can't do cruise if I want to do that. I don't think rec works, because that C will be green. I see what people mean by this one being tough. Do I use an undo and get rid of vexed? So that way I only use the E once? I think that would be good. Okay, so I'm going to undo. And we're not going to do two E's in this word. I remember I wanted woken. But then if I do that too soon, I'm stuck with having to put the O and the E in every word. Okay, so let's work backwards. If I want to end with scope, I can do woken before that, I believe. So I'm going to have woken, and then I'm going to end with scope. So what do I do as this word here? Then for this word here, I can't use a P, C, or H. This is actually tough to avoid, isn't it? What if I started with O? Because woken, I could start with O and I can include an E. I could include an E in the middle. So like not ovary, over, oven. No, I can't do, oh, actually I can do woken if I do oven here. Oh no, if I do woken, yeah, no, I won't be able to do woken because N will be gray. This is so hard to keep track of. Is OVE something I can finish? I can use an R. Oh, darn, if only I could do overt. I wonder if blitz was a bad word. I have another undo. I did say undos are frowned on, but honestly, with this one, if I have the T, so working backwards again, what could I do besides blitz? So if I could do overt here, I do overt, and then I do woken, and then I do scope. So we're kind of moving the OE one over each time. Then instead of blitz, what's even left? Honestly, not many letters left to use. You gotta repeat letters. Blitz using 5 unique letters was probably my first mistake there. I just couldn't think of a good word that repeated letters. Yeah, you gotta get yellows that you can move around. That's the strategy. If you can't repeat a bunch of letters in every guess. But I'm trying to think how to replace blitz so I can do overt, and then we should be able to do it. But I can't think how to replace blitz with something. So the idea is overt, woken, scope. So if I did that, what's actually available for blitz? I can't use the P. I know, because that'll force me to use P's from then on. I can't use the S, because I need that for scope. I can use a D, I can use an F. So let's see here. I can use a D, an F. I can use a G. Woken. Can't use an H, it's in the word. I can use an X. That's it. D, F, G, X. And then an I, B, L, I, and Z. So is there somewhere I can put an O or an E that won't be out? So I'm going to do overt. So the OE will be here. And then I'll do, what was it? Overt, woken. So the OE will be here. And then scope OE will be here. So I could put an O in one of these two places, or I could put an E second, I think. I can put an E second, can't I? Maybe an E second will do it. Bell. So something like legit would be great, but I can't do the T. Dell. Maybe E second doesn't save me? Okay, where can I put an O then? Maybe an O will help. So I can't put it in the middle, because that's where it is in Epic. So I would do O here, and then O here. So I can put an O in the 4th or 5th place safely. I could even end in, ooh, Igloo. I think Igloo is perfect. Okay, so I'm going to undo Blitz and do Igloo. Alright, and now we're going to do Overt. And now we're going to do Woken. Scared me for a second. And then we're going to do Scope. Aha! Well done, today's word was epic. Yes. Okay, I did it. I had one valid word remaining after Scope, which was epic the answer. Alrighty. Well, that was definitely tough, but I did it. I had 2 undos remaining. So how'd you do today? And of course, if you enjoyed this content, then why not leave a comment, leave a like, and hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next video.